Namaste. Myself Dr. Utkarsh, and today we'll be discussing on the subject pathology. Section 1 is about general pathology. General pathology includes total 10 chapters. Chapter number 1 is history and evolution of modern pathology. Chapter number 2 is molecular cell biology in health and in aging. Chapter number 3 is cellular adaptations and cell injury. Chapter number 4 is inflammation and repair. Chapter number 5 is immunopathology including amyloidosis. Chapter number 6 is derangements of homeostasis and hemodynamics. Chapter number 7 is neoplasia. Chapter number 8 is infectious diseases. Chapter number 9 is environmental and nutritional diseases. Chapter number 10 is genetic and pediatric diseases. So, in all, there are total 10 chapters under section 1, that is general pathology of subject pathology. Now, today we'll be discussing on the chapter number 4, which is inflammation and repair. Yeah, so now we'll start with the chapter number 4 of general pathology, which is inflammation and repair. First, with A, definition and general features of inflammation. Definition of inflammation. Inflammation is defined as local response of a living mammalian tissue to any injury from any agent. I'll repeat once again. Inflammation is defined as a local response of a living mammalian tissue to any injury from any agent. Inflammation is one of the defense mechanisms of our body. It occurs in order to eliminate or limit the spread of injurious agents. Second, etiology or causes of inflammation. Some of the injurious agents causing inflammation are as follows. First, infectious agents. For example, bacteria, viruses, fungi, parasites, etc. Second, physical agents. For example, mechanical trauma, heat, which causes burns and in turn inflammation, cold, radiations, etc. Third, chemical agents. For example, organic and inorganic toxins. Fourth, tissue necrosis. Example, or in cases of ischemic injury. Fifth, immunological agents or immunological factors such as cell-mediated or antibody-mediated immune response. And sixth, inert agents or inert substances, for example, sutures, foreign bodies, dirt, particles, etc. So all these are the etiological factors or causes of inflammation. So now we had studied about the definition and general features of inflammation. In this we had studied first, which is definition, where inflammation is defined as a local response of any living mammalian tissue to any injury from any agent. It is one of the defense mechanism of our body which occurs in order to eliminate or limit the spread of injurious agent. Some of the etiological factors causing inflammation are as follows. First, infectious agents, then example, physical agents, example, chemical agents, example, tissue necrosis, immunological agents or immunological factors such as cell-mediated and antibody-mediated immune responses, and sixth, inert agents or inert substances. So these are few general points about inflammation. So now moving on towards the third, which is signs of inflammation. Our point number 3 is signs of inflammation. So basically there are four cardinal signs of inflammation, and those are: first, rubor, which means redness; second, tumor, which means swelling; third, calor, which means heat; and fourth, dolor, which means pain. Now, to which a fifth one is added, which is functio laesa, which means loss of function. So these are the basic main cardinal signs of inflammation. The fourth point, which is types of inflammation. Basically, there are two types of inflammation based upon the duration of inflammatory response. Based upon the duration of inflammatory response, inflammation can be categorized into two types. First is the acute inflammation, and second is the chronic inflammation. First, acute inflammation. It lasts for short duration, that is for less than 2 weeks or for less than 14 days. Acute inflammation represents early body response to the injurious agents. It occurs immediately after coming in contact with the injurious agents, and it resolves quickly, followed by healing. Whereas chronic inflammation lasts for longer duration and occurs after a delay. So this is a basic difference between acute and chronic inflammation, where acute inflammation lasts for shorter duration and occurs immediately after coming in contact with the injurious agents. On the other hand, chronic inflammation lasts for longer duration and occurs after a delay. So now is the last point for today, which is point number 5, initiation of inflammation. That is recognition of etiological or causative agents of inflammation. Now, basically, initiation of inflammation or inflammation is brought about by or due to a presence of a recognition system of receptors, which includes first, recognition system of receptors. So these are the distinct group of receptors which are present on the host cells for recognition or identification of various etiological or causative agents of inflammation. And second are the circulatory proteins or circulating proteins. These are released due to the activation of complement system after microbial infection or infection due to various microbes. Example of circulating proteins are mannose binding lectins and collectins. So basically, initiation of inflammation or the process of inflammation is initiated or brought about due to the presence of recognition system of receptors. So what are this recognition system of receptors? These are the distinct group of receptors which are present on the host cells for recognition or identification of various etiological or causative agents of inflammation. And secondly, also by the circulating proteins which are released due to the activation of complement system after microbial infection. Examples of circulating proteins are mannose binding lectins and collectins. So today we had studied definition and general features of inflammation. Point number 1, which was definition of inflammation. Point number 2, which were etiological factors or causes of inflammation. Point number 3, signs of inflammation, 4 cardinal signs of inflammation. Then point number 4, types of inflammation. Basically, there are 2 types of inflammation, acute inflammation and chronic inflammation. And then now point number 5, which is initiation of inflammation, that is recognition of etiological or causative agents of inflammation. Now, in the upcoming video, we'll be discussing about the types of inflammation in detail. First, we'll start with acute inflammation and then followed by chronic inflammation. So, thank you so much for watching this video. Stay tuned. Thank you.